Hello, hello, how are you? Right, let's remove this from here. Right, how are you all? Hello, amazing fruits. And oops, Aldonna, how are you? Intuitive Chosen One and SZ. And hi, Bart, how are you? No reading for you today. Okay, no worries, all good. Thanks for being here. Thanks for popping in and saying hello and thanks. So, by the way, for those that don't know, my name is Paula. I'm in New Zealand. I'm in New Zealand, for those that don't know. So it is now 10 o'clock in the morning, and we are on for what I do is I do everybody who comes in for the first hour is automatically added. Everything after that will be just a wrap up. Don't forget, donations do take priority. So don't forget, if you want a little bit more than just the 2 cards, you want a little bit more information, the donations are available. That does help put the money back into the channel, of course, help support the channel. So if I can have some questions from Aldonna, Amazing Fruits, Intuitive Chosen One, and then I will do SZ as well. Oh, that's good, Bart. Pleased you're doing well. How's the new Halloween tarot deck? Aldonna wants a general. Okay, so let's start with the Fairy Lights Tarot, I think, today. Hi, Yuanda. Welcome. Oops, that's not what I want. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that list. Just want to do, oops. Right, let's begin this journey, shall we? Oh, there's plenty of cat tarot decks. Yes, there's lots of cat tarot decks. I've got Cats Rule the Earth. That's the one that I felt drawn to. Oh, that's good, Bart. I'm pleased you're enjoying the right, general. Right, let's have a look. Aldonna. So what does Aldonna need to know at the moment? What's important for Aldonna? What lies ahead? What's important for her right now? Ooh, very much about justice. Okay, so we've got the justice here, Aldonna. Justice, so it's about finding a sense of equilibrium, finding the truth in the situation that's going on for you. It's about looking at the facts and look at the consequences of any actions that are taken, allowing you to sort of look at what you've been holding on to in regards to your journey. What have you been holding on to in regards to things that have been going on for you physically? Very, very important for you at the moment to just take a nice deep breath, look at the facts. Don't let your perception overrule the facts of what's actually going on here. Don't let your perception cloud the truth. I think that's very important here. Being able to look at what you're actually holding on to. Look at what's not of value to you, being able to move forward on your journey here. Very important for you to find a sense of equilibrium, find a sense of balance, looking at the truth of the situation. I feel like something's covering the idea, like something's blinding you from being able to see the bigger picture of what's actually going on. So very important for you to be in silence. Be in silence and allowing you to just look at what you're holding on to. What's going to allow you to have that sense of stability in your physicality. That's really important here. What's going to allow you to have that sense of stability, building foundation so you're able to move forward. Yeah. Right, let's have a look. What's next? Amazing fruits. Okay, so what lies ahead for you? Let the mirror out. Okay, amazing fruits. Whoa. As soon as I said what lies ahead for you, the first card I got was 3 of discs. So it's very much about looking at your sense of, you know, what challenges come up for you in regards to your skills and abilities. Are you able to recognize the support that you actually have around you? It's really important here. Look at what's keeping you chained to the past or chained to a situation is really important. It does feel like something, maybe a repeated pattern or an old habit that seems to keep you chained to what was and not allowing you to actually recognize the support you actually have, your skills that you, and the abilities that you have. Really important here. So it's important for you to sort of, I feel like, really face the truth of what's going on here and expect the truth from others is super important, but also from within yourself. Expecting the truth from within oneself is super important as well. So yeah, I get a sense of just looking at your growth, your expansion, the challenges that you've actually been having, the trials that have been sent to you in regards to your skills and your abilities and the support you've actually got here. Look at what you've been chained to, you've been restricted from in regards to looking at the truth of the actual situation and expect the truth within oneself. That's super important there. Okay, so I've got SZs. So I just need your wonders question as well. Hello, how are you? Welcome to the chat. You're automatically added to the list. So you wonder if I can just have your question as well. That would be really cool. Why is LA still bothering and stalking me? Okay, epic. What's going on? Oh, gee, that just flipped out. Okay. Okay, it feels like it's a lesson learned in you being confident. I think that's sort of, I get a sense of, with here, it's about the passion. So I feel like they feel you're confident. And so they are bothering and stalking. So it's how you choose to react to the situation that's going to make a big difference. It's about nurturing your own passion here. I think it's about your success. It's your victories, even after the battles and things like that. So it's about how you're going to choose to react with the situation, you creating the boundaries, you being more confident in the situation. I think it's very important that you have that sense of, look at the, I think it's very much about moving forward with confidence, which is really important here. So I get a sense of, why is LA still bothering and stalking you? I think it's very much about your own passions, your own creativity. It's your own ability to have the successes in your life. Okay, that's how they see you. They see you as someone with success, with victories, with achievements. Okay, so it's looking at the shadow. I get a sense of having to look at, they've got a lot of shadow aspects that they're denying within themselves. And so they're looking at you and feeling very, that you've got the confidence, you've got the victories, you've got the successes, and they don't have that. They've got a lot of shadow aspects that they need to deal with. So they're dealing with a lot of shadow. And when I see the shadow aspects, I'm getting a sense of jealousy, a sense of heaviness around them. So I think it's very important that you create a sense of boundaries here. I get a sense of you needing to be confident in creating some boundaries here. Very important here. Hi, Yvette. How are you? So I'm just waiting for Wanda's question. And then Yvette, your question next after that. Yeah, jealousy, exactly. Yeah, it definitely feels like there's a jealousy going on. So it's very important that you create boundaries here. Very important for you to be confident in yourself. Right, so SZ. And Yvette, if I can have your question, please. Under love reading. Thank you. It's cool. What does Sunny Salazar feel towards you? Let's go into the... actually, I'll do the Waterfall Tarot. What does Sunny Salazar? Waterfall Tarot available through... through Tarot Oracle's Etsy store too. Okay, so what does Sunny Salazar feel towards you? Now, there is a sort of a hope. Okay, there is a hope of something more to it. And it's an emotional connection. It definitely feels like there's a hope for something more. Okay, but they're feeling defeated. They're feeling challenged by the situation, feeling mentally challenged. So there is this hope that they hope there's something more to the situation, but they're feeling very defeated. So I get a sense of there's a lot of doubt creeping into their mind. There's that they're feeling very like they're quarreling within themselves. There's a sense of there's this hope of wanting to think, but there's a doubt creeping in. So they're feeling quite defeated in the situation. So they don't have the confidence. There's no confidence in what they hope for. They're hoping for something more in the relationship, but they doubt themselves. They've got this quarrel going on within themselves. So I don't feel like any action's going to be taken. They feel like they're sort of walking away from the situation. And the reason why this one here really sort of stands out, the sense of walking away from what could be. So they want something to happen. Definitely feels like they want this. They've got this hope, but they're walking away from it because they're unsure. There's a doubt. It's a quarrel in the mind. Right. So you wonder. And then you bet. Let's do the romantic tarot then. Let's have a look. Make a nice deep breath. Let's throw in another incense here. Just give me a second. Let's connect with the angels. 7 angels. Nice deep breath. Hi, old soul. Yes, just need your question to come through. Right, love reading. Okay, what does you wonder need to know about relationship? About a relationship, what lies ahead? Okay, this one here popped out, and this one. Let's have a look. What have we got? Okay, with the 8 of coins, it's about finishing a task. A sense there's some things that can be completed before you can move ahead. There's some things that need to be dealt with, that need to be done. Okay, very much about, and it feels like you're being guided, finding a light out of the darkness, out of the situation. So it's very important for you to, I think there's a lot of healing that you need to do first, you wonder. I think there's a lot of healing that needs to happen here. I feel like there's some stuff that needs to be finished, that needs to end before the light comes out of the darkness, before you're being led in the right direction, you're being guided spiritually in where you need to be. So, and for the wishes to sort of come true. Again, a wish fulfilled type of energy. So it's very important that things finish here. You wonder, it's very important that you, in regards to love, okay, in regards to love, it's very important that you have the sense of healing. I think there's a lot of healing to be done. Look within to find what healing needs to happen as well. That's very important here. For you to be able to have that healing that needs done, have that sense of closure, for you to be able to move in the direction that you truly want in regards to a relationship, a spiritual connection. It's about having that spiritual connection coming up for you. So having a sense of closure, some stuff that needs to be dealt with first before you can move ahead in regards to a relationship. That's super important there. Right, Yvette. Then I've got Old Soul and Mirror. Can I have your question, please? Let's do the after tarot. I don't want the before. What will the job at Walmart be like for Yvette? What's the job at Walmart be like? Hi, Kevin. How are you? Welcome. Okay. Oh. Okay. I feel like your job at Walmart's going to be busy. You're going to have a lot of decisions to be made. I think it's very important to look at your priorities, what's going to be important at the job. It does feel like you're going to have a lot go on. Okay, there's a lot going on in regards to work, in regards to the job at Walmart. There will be a lot of stuff you'll have to work out what the priorities are. To-do lists are going to be very, very important here. And there's going to be a lot of challenges. I feel like there's going to be a lot of life's ups and downs. It does sometimes feel like you're going around in circles. So again, I think decisions are going to have to be really, really important here. Overall, it's going to be really, really good. I feel like it's going to be a good job, but it's going to be busy. There's going to be a lot of priorities, a lot of things to sort out. It's not going to be a quiet job. Okay, it's going to be very, very busy. Definitely a lot about looking at your priorities, what's important. You'll be juggling a lot of stuff going on. There'll be a lot of stuff going on. There'll be a lot of emotions. There'll be a lot of people around. I feel like you're going to have a lot of people. There's going to be a lot of people that you're going to be dealing with. So it's going to be busy, busy, busy. And you've got this water here, so it tells me it's going to be emotional. There'll be a lot of stuff going on. There could be some confusion with the clouds up here, which you've got to try and clear away. Clear away the clouds seem to be quite prevalent in this. So I think there's going to be a lot of confusion. So you're going to be asking a lot of questions and trying to get a sense of clarity about what you're doing in regards to the job. There's a lot of stuff to learn. I think there's a lot to learn. A lot to learn. A lot to sort of sort through. There's going to be some challenges for sure. So let's have a look here. Old soul. So I'll do mirror. And so Kevin, I just need your question. What is Aries? Oh, let's do the Seraphina's Modern Tarot. What is Aries? Hi, Cup of Tea. Hi, Misrak. Yep. Hi, Misrak. If I can just have your question. So, Kevin, I need a question from you. Misrak. Okay, so Old Soul, and then I'll do Mirror, and then Kevin. What is Aries? Think about my feelings towards you. I'm great, thank you, Ms. Rack. I'm great. Oh. Okay. So I've got 7 of Swords. Feeling like something's sort of been taken from you. Feels like something's been taken. Disempowered. Oh, things feel very interesting with the 9 of Wands here. And I get that things are, I get this shaky cake here, this wobbly. So I get the sense that things are not that, feels like something's been taken from them. I feel like they're out of control. Aries feels like with you, when they're thinking about you, they feel out of control. Doesn't feel clear. It feels like they're out of control. There's chaos going on here with these images. I'm getting very much about chaos. So I don't think I think things are quite chaotic when they sort of start thinking about you. Their mind starts to swirl. Things start to get out of hand. They feel out of control. They feel like they're not empowered. They feel very disempowered by it. They feel like something's being taken from them. They feel very chaotic in the situation. They feel like they've got to persevere. They've got to keep going. So, yeah. Feels quite chaotic. Okay, mirror. Kevin, I'm just looking for your question as well, please. Kevin, yes, you can. Yep, you're on the list, just waiting for your question. Okay, if you're looking for weeks, I'm going to have to do the cards of time. That's the best way to do those. So we're looking at how many weeks. And then we'll get a little bit more information. Mirror, how many weeks should you wait? Let's have a look. How many weeks? Here it is. About 6 weeks. Definitely feels like it's about 6 weeks. 6 weeks you should wait. Let's do the before tarot. 6 weeks. Can you tell us a little bit more about it? Okay, it's very much about looking at the facts of the situation. It's about looking at all the truth. Now, we say 6 weeks, but it's all about what's the truth of the situation. What's the facts? Are you able to face what needs to be done? What your ideas? Look at your ideas, your plans to make it happen as well. It's all about the action that you take. It's not just about thinking about it. It's also about the action. They say about 6 weeks, but it depends a lot on the actions that you take, the truth of it all. Nope, not bad at all. It's just saying that you know the action that you need to take. Okay, so I'm waiting for Kevin's question. In the meantime, Mizrak. Oh, you're asking that yes and no question again. Okay, so what's going on here? Okay, the Spanish tarot. Will you get the job interview? Let's have a look. What's going on with the job interview? Okay, in regards to the job interview, it talks about blending things together. It feels like things are a sense of tranquility, serenity. Are you at peace with the situation here? It's all about the enthusiasm and the drive, but yet not the experience that's needed. So I look at this and I know that you've got the drive, you've got the motivation, which may outweigh the experience that's actually needed in this situation. And it's interesting because I got the Page of Cups as well. So I get a feeling of things being out of alignment. So there might be some things that haven't been done in regards to the job. So will you get the job interview? I think a lot of it depends on so many influences here. So I get a sense of, I'm getting a doubt. I get a feeling that you're going to feel like you're out of sorts, out of alignment. So I'm getting a no in this case here. It feels like something's not quite. Yeah, it could be in the excessive energy of it all. So you might have had the enthusiasm and the drive, but you don't have the experience. You might not have the experience. So I get a sense of being out of alignment here. So I'm getting a sort of a no from that question. But that's in the current energies. Anything can change to that. Remember, the future is always fluid. It's always moving. Situations change. Right, so let's have a look. Where are we up to, Ms. Rick? Cup of tea. So I'm waiting for Kevin's question. I haven't. Oh, here we go. No, Kevin, can you just type in your question, please? Kevin, if you can just type in your question, that would be great. Nope, you haven't missed it. It's just been delayed. Let's do Deck of Heroes. How does DM feel towards? Well, that's good. That's why I said you've got to have the, just the current energies at the moment. This is before the end, so you haven't had the interview yet. So at the moment, that's why it's no, but they haven't met you yet. So things change all the time, Ms. Rack. If you haven't had an interview yet, like I said, it's only the current energies. Like, it's not very, it's like you could have asked, what do I need to do to get the job? Would have been a different question. Right, how does DM feel towards me now? Okay, feels like the sun shining on the situation with the sun card here. Feels like, you know, the sun shining on the situation. It's happy, joyful. And then you've got 8 of Wands, which is about moving forward with passion, with creativity. So that sense of wanting to move forward with a sense of passion. So definitely feels a positive energy towards you. Feels like, you know, happiness, joy, a sense of, you know, that inner energy that feels really positive. Feels like the movement, wanting to move forward with intensity, with passion. So yeah. That's a better question. What can I do to naturally channel light languages? Oh, interesting question. Let's do just look here. What is the Siddhartha Tarot for you? Right, Kevin, what can you do to naturally channel light languages? You're welcome, cup of tea, you're welcome. Right, what can I do to naturally channel light languages? What can you do? Oh. Wow. So the first card we've got is about shaking your world up a little bit. You need to sort of break down any barriers that you've got, any limits that you're placing upon yourself, allowing you to sort of build the journey one step at a time, or one brick at a time is what I get here. It's being able to sort of have that understanding come from within. So you've got to really allow yourself to break down any barriers that you've got, any limits that you've placed upon yourself, Kevin. So what limits have you placed upon yourself that you know you've got to break down, you've got to remove, you've got to shake up your world, in other words, to get things sort of moving within yourself. So that's super important here. So yeah, and I get a sense of looking at your past experiences here. It's important for you to look at your past experiences so that you can make wise decisions to move forward. Again, I get that sense of one step at a time is super important here, one step at a time. I get a lot about breaking down barriers, looking at your past experiences, making some wise choices so you can move forward in the direction that you want to go. Very, very important here. So yeah, about creating a sense of harmony, being able to sort of feel your way forward here. So it's very much about breaking down what limits you. That's the first thing you can do to naturally channel light languages here. It's allowing yourself that sense of enlightenment, of understanding. So super, super important here, Kevin. Right. You're welcome, Kevin. You're welcome. Okay, so I think I'm up to date with that. Right. Cynthia. What's FZ? Can I know? Will my cousin or cousin sister Emma be able to get a good work permit for FZ? What's FZ? Let's have a look. Let's do Tarot del Tango. Whew. Okay. Work permit, right. Okay, there's some changes that need to be done. There's some transformation. So there's some things that need to be actioned before receiving a good work. The potential's there, but it's all about the action that's taken. It's all about the changes, the transformations that need to take place. So there might be some things in the paperwork or something that need in the environment, in her situation, that's changing. Maybe something in her situation is changing, but it does say the potential for a good work permit visa is possible. But it's all about the changes, the transformations that are taking place, Cynthia. So it's all about the changes, the transformation. So the potential's there, but it's all about the changes that need to take place. What actions need to happen. So it's definitely the potential's there for it. But it's all about the changes, the transformations that need to take place. Okay. So that looks like that's about it for it today. Don't know if there's anyone else that's in. That's here. Right, let's do pick a pile. Let's do You're welcome. One, 2, 3. Ooh, didn't mean to drop that deck. Right, let's have a look. Talks about manifesting, angel of manifestation, and it's all about how you choose to react in the situation, making it's not choosing with a sense of excess. Don't be excessive in the way that you react in regards to the situation. When you want to manifest something, it's something that can sometimes take a little bit of a journey. It can take a long time. It's not something that can be rushed. When you want to manifest something good in your life, don't rush it. Here you've got the angel of stress. So removing the stress that you need. It's all about finding a sense of inner peace within yourself, taking time out for self. It seems to be sort of have a little bit of pampering. Self-care is super important here, nurturing your well-being, a sense of gaining what you want in your life is really important here. Being able to sort of just find, even though you might find yourself at a bit of a crossroads with the stress and things like that, taking time out is going to allow you to feel much more at peace. Okay, so we've got angel of abundance for number 3. So we've got that sense of creating the sense of abundance in your life by taking care of yourself in many ways, not just taking care of others, but nurturing your journey is very important. And being able to sort of stand up for what you want is super important. Stand up for your convictions is going to be really important here to create that sense of abundance, that nurturing, that growth and development here. So there you are. So that's it for the pick a pile 1, 2, and 3. Let's get back into doing a free reading. Okay, so the list is My Mind and Aurora. Okay, so just think about your question. Let me just change the banner here. Okay, got about 15 minutes. It's all good. So let's have a look. Whew. So think about your question. How does it empower you? Right, how does Sagittarius Daniel feel about you? Right, let's do the stars and moon. Tarot. How does Daniel feel about my mind? The Wheel of Fortune tells us that it's good, that things seem to be, you know, there's life's ups and downs. There's going to be some challenges in how they feel, and it may not be the way that you want it to be. Interesting here. So with having the Wheel of Fortune and the Tower card, I do feel like your world's going to be a little bit shaken up. I don't think it's going to be the way that you want it to. I just don't feel like things are really moving in the direction that you really want it to be. I feel like there's a lot of I just feel like things are being shaken up. Things are being yeah, just the disappointment here feels very sort of heavy, very doom and gloom. I just don't feel like it's just moving in the right directions. It's really asking that you know that there's going to be life's ups and downs. There's going to be some challenges to the situation, and you're going to have to rebuild your life in a new direction here. Feels like you're rebuilding your life in a new direction. So you are going to get an enlightenment. You're going to get an understanding that the situation is not quite the way you expect it to be. It's a bit sort of shaken up here. So yeah, it does. It's definitely feels like there's life's ups and downs. There's going to be some challenges to the situation. I just don't feel like Daniel cares about you the same way that you want him to, or feels about you the way that you were expecting. So yeah, I think you just need to sort of, it's about you building your own life moving forward. Right, Aurora. Okay, let's do the Magical Nordic Tarot. Right, so what's going on here? Why is your bestie ignoring you? What's going on here? Whew. Okay, we've got the Fool card here. The Fool does talk about new beginnings, so it's like she's wanting to create something new, something different, trying to moving in. Feels like she's on a bit of a cliff here, like she's got to take a risk. So I do feel like it's a bit of a cliff situation. It feels like there's a need for some clarity. I think there's a lot of confusion with the situation. I think there's no clarity. I think the communication is needed in the situation. I feel like your friend or your bestie feels like they're on a bit of a cliff with the situation. And they need a bit of clarity. So I think communication is going to be important here. I think there's a real need to communicate. And I know that's really hard when someone's ignoring you, but that's the only way that you're going to be able to move forward here, is a sense to create the new beginning, is to have a sense of clarity in the situation. So I think there's a lot of cutting away the debris, cutting away the confusion, and being able to communicate as part of that. So there's a need to communicate, and until that communication happens, I just don't feel they're going to be moving on. I feel like you're stepping off the edge of a cliff in the situation. So yeah, I definitely feel like there's a hesitation to sort of move forward with all the confusion and stuff going on. They're feeling like they're on the edge of a cliff, and they're scared to sort of take that step forward. So I think there's a real need to communicate. There is a need to find a way to communicate the situation in some way. That's going to be really important there. You know, there's no moving forward until you guys are able to communicate clearly. Now, don't forget, when you donate, you also able to get more information about something. You get more cards, more information. Now, I think that's about it for readings today. Don't know if there's anyone else in chat. Let's give it another few minutes. So Astrid, okay, cool. Right. I feel like I'm going to do the Oceanic Tarot. I don't want the Power Crystal. What are Jaden's? Whoa. They're flipped out. 3 of Wands. Feels like they've got the motivation. They've got the sense of, I think there's a lot of thinking about things. They've got the thinking about it. It does feel like there's a lot of thought about it. Sense of celebration. There's a connection. It does feel like there's a connection to the situation. It definitely feels like there's a connection. So there's this a lot of thinking about you. There's a lot of there's definitely a connection towards you. So I don't know whether any action's actually going to be taken, because there's just that sense of there's a lot of expansion, a lot of growth and development, but I feel like it's a lot of thoughts and ideas. So there's definitely something positive about it. There's definitely feels like there's a connection here. Definitely wanting to sort of come together. Definitely a lot of thoughts. Whew. So the 3 of Cups can also be about celebrating things together. But it's very much about connection. Okay, apply for Europe or Canada. Info, hi, welcome. You're just in time. Just in time. Let's have a look. Europe or Canada. Let's have a look. Let's do. We'll do the Universal Celtic. Let's have a look at Europe. Oh, Europe. Europe asks that we remove any confusion, that you're clear about your direction that you actually want to go in with regards to Europe. So let's have a look at Canada. Oh. So what are you holding on to in regards to Canada? Feels like with Europe, it's very much about making sure you've got the clarity that you need for Europe. Okay, it's very important. If you want to go to Europe, you've got to have that clarity. And with Canada, it feels like you're holding on to something. It's blinding you to where you're going. But I do get a sense of like Europe, you're stuck. You're stuck. If you go with Europe, you're stuck there. With Canada, there's something that you're not quite seeing the situation. I'm good. So I feel like you're really at a standstill in regards to this. You don't have the clarity about where you want to go. So it's sort of stopping you from going anywhere. I think it's very much about you deciding for yourself. I think it's very much, when I look at these two cards together, with the sense of removing any confusion, having a sense of clarity, being able to sort of feel like you are not holding on to anything. It's like by looking at both, you're stopping yourself from moving forward in any one direction. So ultimately, the decision is yours in what you should apply for. I think it's very much about, you've got to get a sense of clarity. You've got to look at yourself and go, okay, where do I want to be? I think it's very important about what you want, not necessarily about where you should go. I think it's very much about what lies in your heart. So it's about what should you do. Okay, info. I think you need to look at your heart. You need to look at the heart. Because you're looking at both, you're in a standstill. So you have to look at your heart. Look at your heart, because the choice is yours. So you need to write up a list of pros and cons. You need to have a look at where you're drawn to. I think you're over analyzing things too much. You're not letting your heart. You're letting your mind. You're letting your mind rule. You're so over analyzing things. Not necessarily. It's all about, you've got free will info. We could look at things deeper if you want to get into a deeper level, but basically it's all about your free will. You've got to look at your heart. You've got to do the list. You've got to look at your priorities. What's going to be like, you've got to look at the pros and cons, financial issues. I think there's a lot of things about removing. You've got to remove the sense of confusion. You've got to get some clarity in the situation here. You've got to look at stop holding on to all the possibilities. Well, it's like you're holding on to something in Canada that may not be practical. I think you need to do a little bit more research into the green card or whatever it is, your visas or anything like that. I think you need to look at your visas and how difficult it may be. So it may not be as easy as you think. I think you're blinded by what's possible. I think you need to look at all the research, do some research. I think you need to do a little bit more research in regards to Canada's visas and things like that, work permits or whatever's possible there. I think you need to do a little bit more research. I think you're not. That's why I think the cards are like, hey, you haven't got all the information you need. I don't think you've got all the information you need to make a clear decision. That's why the cards are like, you haven't got all the information. I think you need to find out about the work permits for each of the country. Okay, you need to look at all the information. I don't think you have enough information here. This is what the cards are sort of saying, is like you're confused, like there's not enough information to make a clear-cut decision. Because no use applying for a job if you're not going to get, if you don't know the information, how to get that, you know, what your visas and things are, what your restrictions are, how long are you allowed to be in Canada for, you know, what's the work visa, what is it entitled, what are you entitled to do. There might be some limits in regard to the type of jobs you can do. So yeah, I think it's about getting more information. So communication. Ancient Italian. Let's have a look. Yeah. Okay, is the communication. Oh, there we go. What flipped out? Six of Wands. Sense of harmony. Harmony in your passions, desires. I think there's a lot of truth seeking. You need to look at the truth and the facts and things like that. Very much about Six of Wands can be very much about battles, struggles, a sense of success and victory. So yeah, I think, you know, there is that communication, but is it what you truly want? Basically, yes, there could be communication. Yes, there is that moment of victory, but you actually have to look at the truth of the situation. Look at the truth. Look at the truth of the situation. Yeah. So yes, you'll get communication, but I think there's some facts that you might need to face with the communication. I don't feel it's going to be I don't think it's what you truly want. I don't think it's going to be the communication that you're expecting. I get a sense of, with the facts here, I think there's a lot of a need to look at the facts. So look at the truth of it. Right, last one here. Okay, I'm really sort of getting down to the end of the readings. I just didn't realize the time. It's been over an hour. So this is it, list closed. List closed from now. So these two. So I've got Mary and Favor. Mary. Let's do a Taco de Marseille. Whoa. Walking away. Oh. So, oops, I'm actually going to do the 3 cards here. So when I look at these 3 here with the Eight of Cups, the Two of Swords, and the 10 of Coins. Definitely feels like no. It feels like you're going to be walking away from something. You need to walk away from something, trying to find a sense of inner peace within yourself. Yeah, I do find that you might be trying to find a sense of balance in the mind to create a sense of wealth and abundance in some way, a sense of completeness, physical completeness. So I think there's some things that could be challenging in the situation. You may not be, I think you need to prepare yourself that you may not be one of the 3 winners for the timing scholarship. Okay, there are some things that you need to walk away. I just get the sense with this one here first is that walking away. So you're trying to find a sense of inner peace. You're going to find yourself at a bit of a crossroads in regards to the situation, trying to find a sense of balance within the mind here, trying to find a sense of completeness within yourself, a sense of wholeness, physical wealth. So I don't feel as though you're going to be, I'm sorry to say, I just not getting that. I think you need to prepare yourself that things might not be quite going the way that you want them to. Okay. Okay, not a good question. When will you hear? Well, okay, it's not really the best type of question. Because you may not. Let's have a look. See what's going to happen here. Let's have a look and see what's actually going to happen. Let's use the Waterfall Tarot. So what's going to happen in regards with Favor and T? What lies ahead for them? Is there communication? What can you know about communication? What does Favor need to know about communication with T? Could be about focusing on medication. Okay, interesting. Okay, so it really depends on what you're focusing on in regards to the situation. I feel like there's more to the story than meets the eye. There's other stuff that's going on that might be out of your control. Okay, I feel like there's a sense of new beginning coming up, a sense of a new path to take. I feel like there's a new path to take. I think there's very much about, there's some things that could be out of your control. And hearing from T again is one of those things, because that becomes T's free will. It's their choice in what they choose to do. So things may not quite go the way that you want them to. I think that's very important here. I think there is that sense of you creating, I want to say that you're going to walk through new doorways, new possibilities here. It's about looking at the potential of where you're going to move ahead to, the thoughts and ideas about where you're going to go here. So I feel like things are not, I'm just not getting that you're going to get that communication that you really want. I don't feel like you're going to get that communication you're going to hear from T again. I feel like there's that at the moment, in moments energy, remembering things can change because T has free will to make their own choice. And so your potential to actually move in a new beginning, new direction, new path. Yeah. Right. That's it from me. That's it. Oh. You're welcome, Favor. Right, that's it from me. So don't forget, if you want a reading, you can actually book a private reading or a healing service through the Ko-Fi, through the link. So thanks for being with me. Thanks for being here. Really appreciate it. Okay, bye. Take care.